Central Iranian desert, 40 miles southeast of Natanz. 11 at night. Two MH-6 Little Bird helicopters skimmed across the sand dunes at barely 50 feet altitude, invisible to radar and virtually silent in the desert night. Inside sat 24 Delta Force operators, America's most elite special operations unit, preparing for what intelligence agencies called the most critical mission of the conflict. Their target was a secret Iranian nuclear facility buried 300 feet beneath the desert surface. For years, Western intelligence had suspected Iran was hiding a secondary nuclear enrichment program. 6 months ago, a defecting Iranian scientist confirmed the existence of this facility, codenamed Site 14. Built inside an abandoned copper mine, the facility housed 500 advanced centrifuges processing weapons-grade uranium. The underground location made it immune to conventional airstrikes. Only a ground assault could reach it. The facility's existence was known to fewer than 50 people in the Iranian government. Security was provided by an elite Revolutionary Guard unit of 80 soldiers specifically trained to protect nuclear assets. 3 blast doors, each weighing 10 tons, sealed the entrance. Biometric scanners and armed checkpoints guarded every access point. Iran believed this facility was impossible to attack. Delta Force had spent 2 months preparing for this mission using a full-scale mock-up built in a classified location in Nevada. They rehearsed every movement, every breach, every contingency. The operators knew the facility layout better than the Iranians who worked there. Specialized equipment had been developed specifically for this operation, including plasma-cutting torches capable of penetrating the reinforced blast doors. The insertion plan called for landing 3 miles from the facility at an abandoned mining outpost. From there, the operators would travel underground through connecting mine tunnels that Iranian engineers had failed to seal. Intelligence from the defector had revealed this vulnerability. The tunnels would bring Delta Force directly into the lower levels of the facility, bypassing the main entrance entirely. At 11:15 p.m., the Little Birds touched down behind a crumbling mining structure. The 24 operators disembarked in complete silence, immediately moving into the abandoned mine shaft entrance. Each man carried over 80 pounds of specialized equipment, including breaching charges, plasma torches, radiation detection gear, and enough ammunition for extended combat. Night vision goggles revealed the tunnel stretching into darkness. The team moved through the abandoned tunnels in 2 12-man elements. Alpha element would assault the centrifuge hall and destroy the enrichment equipment. Bravo element would secure the uranium storage vault and neutralize the nuclear material. Both elements carried thermite charges specifically designed to melt centrifuges and contaminate uranium stockpiles beyond recovery. After 45 minutes of navigating through partially collapsed tunnels, the lead operator held up a fist. The team halted. Ahead, a concrete wall marked the boundary of the Iranian facility. This was the penetration point. Engineers moved forward with specialized drilling equipment that operated nearly silently. They began cutting a man-sized hole through the 18-inch concrete. The drilling took 20 minutes. Behind the wall lay a maintenance corridor that Iranian security rarely patrolled. One by one, Delta operators slipped through the hole into the nuclear facility. Radiation detectors showed elevated but safe levels. The air carried the distinctive hum of centrifuges operating somewhere below. The team split into their assigned elements. Alpha element descended toward the centrifuge hall using a service stairwell. Bravo element moved toward the uranium storage vault on the same level. Radio communication was limited to brief encrypted bursts to avoid detection. Each operator knew exactly where to go and what to do. Alpha element reached the centrifuge hall access door first. Through a small window, they could see rows of gleaming centrifuges spinning at 50,000 revolutions per minute, separating uranium isotopes. Iranian technicians in white coats monitored computer displays. 2 armed guards stood by the door. The operators prepared flashbang grenades and stacked on the door. At precisely midnight, both elements initiated their assault simultaneously. Alpha element blew the centrifuge hall door and threw 4 flashbangs inside. The blinding explosions disoriented everyone in the room. Operators poured through the door, engaging the guards before they could raise weapons. Both guards fell in the first 2 seconds. The Iranian technicians screamed and dove for cover. Delta operators secured them quickly, zip-tying their hands and forcing them face down on the floor. The centrifuge hall was secured in under 30 seconds. No shots had been fired except the initial engagement with the guards. Now the real work began. Bravo element encountered heavier resistance at the uranium vault. 4 guards were positioned outside the reinforced door, and they opened fire the moment they spotted the Americans. A fierce firefight erupted in the narrow corridor. One Delta operator took a round to his plate carrier, the impact knocking him backward but the armor holding. The operators returned fire with devastating accuracy. Within 15 seconds, all 4 guards were down, but the gunfire had alerted the entire facility. Alarms began blaring throughout the underground complex. Emergency lighting bathed everything in red. The element of surprise was gone. Bravo element faced the vault door, a massive steel barrier designed to withstand direct nuclear attack. The plasma-cutting torch was deployed immediately. Temperatures exceeding 5,000 degrees began slicing through the reinforced steel. Sparks showered the corridor as the operator cut in a precise rectangular pattern. Meanwhile, Iranian security forces mobilized throughout the facility. Guards grabbed weapons and rushed toward the sounds of combat. The first reinforcements appeared at the far end of Bravo Element's corridor. Delta operators set up a defensive position, laying down suppressive fire while the torch continued cutting. Alpha Element worked rapidly in the Centrifuge hall. Operators placed thermite charges on each row of centrifuges, the specialized incendiary material that would burn at over 4,000 degrees and completely destroy the precision equipment. Each charge was positioned to maximize damage and ensure no centrifuge could be salvaged. The captured Iranian technicians watched in horror as their life's work was systematically rigged for destruction. One technician began shouting in Farsi, begging the Americans to stop. A Delta operator simply pointed to the floor, ordering silence. This facility and everything in it would cease to exist within the hour. Back at the vault, Bravo Element completed the cut. The rectangular section of door fell inward with a tremendous crash. Inside the vault, the operators found what they had come for. Dozens of sealed containers held processed uranium hexafluoride, enough material for several nuclear weapons. This was Iran's secret weapons stockpile. Iranian guards continued their assault on Bravo Element's position. Grenades flew from both directions. One Delta operator caught shrapnel in his leg but continued fighting. The narrow corridors became a killing ground as the superior training and equipment of Delta Force overwhelmed the defenders. Inside the vault, specialists worked quickly. Thermite charges were attached to each uranium container. When detonated, the incendiary would not only destroy the containers but would chemically contaminate the uranium, making it unusable for weapons production. The contamination would be permanent. Alpha Element reported all charges set in the centrifuge hall. Bravo Element confirmed vault charges ready. The facility director, who had been captured trying to flee, confirmed under questioning that this was Iran's entire secret uranium stockpile. Everything Iran had hidden from international inspectors was in this room. The withdrawal began under heavy fire. Both elements moved back toward the penetration point, fighting through corridors now filled with smoke and debris. Iranian guards attempted to cut off their retreat, but Delta operators cleared each obstacle with grenades and precise rifle fire. The wounded were helped by their teammates, no one left behind. A final Iranian counterattack came as the team reached the maintenance corridor. Approximately 20 guards charged from 2 directions. Delta operators formed a defensive circle, engaging targets with controlled bursts. The firefight lasted 3 minutes. When it ended, all 20 Iranian guards lay dead, and Delta Force had suffered only 3 additional wounded. The team extracted through the mine tunnels as planned. Behind them, they left a facility rigged with enough explosives to ensure complete destruction. At 1:30 a.m., as the Little Bird helicopters lifted off from the extraction point, the first detonation sequence began. Deep underground, thermite charges ignited throughout the centrifuge hall. The specialized incendiary burned through the delicate centrifuges like paper, reducing million-dollar equipment to molten slag. Secondary charges collapsed the ceiling, burying whatever remained under tons of concrete and rock. In the uranium vault, thermite burned through the storage containers. The uranium hexafluoride combined with the incendiary chemicals, creating a contaminated mass that would be useless for weapons production. Iran's secret nuclear stockpile, years of hidden work, was destroyed in minutes. Additional charges brought down the facility's support structure. The underground complex collapsed level by level, each floor pancaking onto the one below. Surface monitors later detected the seismic activity equivalent to a small earthquake as 300 feet of rock and concrete compressed the destroyed facility into rubble. The mission was an unprecedented success. Delta Force had penetrated what Iran considered an impenetrable facility, destroyed 500 advanced centrifuges, and eliminated Iran's secret weapons-grade uranium stockpile. The entire operation lasted 2.5 hours from insertion to extraction, American casualties totaled 0 killed and 4 wounded. All wounded operators were extracted successfully and expected full recovery. Iranian casualties included approximately 40 security personnel killed and 15 technicians captured, several of whom possessed valuable knowledge about Iran's nuclear program. The international impact was immediate. Iran initially denied any facility existed at the location, but within 48 hours, satellite imagery showed the ground above the facility had subsided by nearly 20 feet, clear evidence of catastrophic underground collapse. Nuclear detection equipment carried by American aircraft detected trace radiation consistent with destroyed nuclear material. Intelligence analysts estimated the operation set back Iran's secret nuclear weapons program by at least 5 years. The destroyed centrifuges represented nearly 2 years of manufacturing. The contaminated uranium could never be recovered, and the captured technicians provided intelligence that would expose additional hidden facilities. The Delta Force operators who conducted the raid received classified commendations. Their names would never be made public, their actions never officially acknowledged. But in a single night, 24 men had accomplished what years of diplomacy and international inspections had failed to achieve. Iran's secret path to nuclear weapons had been permanently closed. The underground facility that Iran built to be invulnerable, hidden from satellites, protected by blast doors and elite guards buried under 300 feet of rock, had been breached, destroyed, and buried even deeper by America's most elite Special Operations Unit. The mission proved that no facility, however well protected, was beyond the reach of Delta Force.